my name is Anna. Welcome back to my channel. This is Anna's Books and Stitches, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, I just want to say thank you for coming back. For anybody that's seen my prior videos, you'll notice that we are in a new location. The lighting is much better down here. It's super hot here where I am right now, and I normally do my filming upstairs in my craft room, but it's a finished attic, so the insulation's not fantastic. So it's probably a million degrees up there, and I didn't feel like sweating the entire time I'm doing this video this time. And my kids are in Ohio at their dad's, so now the only thing I really have to worry about down here downstairs is how loud the dogs are gonna be. And one of them's sleeping right now, and well, I don't know if he's actually sleeping, but he's quiet and laying down. The other one is staring at me, so he's the one we're gonna have to worry about, but it's fine. So, welcome back. It's been 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, now I have that song stuck in my head, because that's how my millennial brain works. So it's been 3 weeks since the last video. I managed to do it within the month, so that's a win from the last time. I was gonna shoot last week, but I didn't really have a whole lot to shoot. I didn't really have anything to shoot because I'd only worked on a single whip in that entire 2-week period, and I hadn't finished it yet. So there you go. But now it's done. That one's done. I've finished something else, and I've worked on 3 projects since the last video. And honestly, I don't have a whole lot to talk about this week. So hopefully we're able to keep this under an hour, but we'll see. You never know. So, I guess let's just get right into whips. I don't have anything philosophical to talk about. I don't really have any big news or big excitement or anything like that. I was going to talk about the Jane Austen convention that I kind of touched on last time, but I didn't write down any of the details down before I started filming. So I am going to talk about that next time, I guess. So yeah, whips. So the first one, the one I've worked on mostly this week, or the last 3 weeks, is 100 Ways by Plum Street Samplery, which is this one. I really love this pattern. It's Jane Austen pattern, which goes right back to the Jane Austen convention. But it's really pretty. It's simple, it's primitive, and I really enjoy it. I am stitching it on Blush Rose Svigar 32 count linen, and I'm doing 1/2 to give it that primitive look because that's what it suggests in the actual pattern. It is charted in Weeks Dye Works, which I bought. I kitted this whole thing up on 1-2-3 Stitch, and I just clicked the give me all the floss thing and didn't really think about it. And then I got it all in. It's Weeks Dye Works, and then I heard, kind of understood better the, what's the word I'm looking for? The issues with Weeks Dye Works. So I will not be purchasing their products anymore. They have yet to fully remove the colorway name Confederate Gray from their products, and I don't, until that fully changes and they've even mentioned it, made any kind of statement on it, I will no longer be supporting Weeks Dye Works. But I'd already paid for the money for this project, and cross stitch supplies are expensive, so I'm going to use them, but when I use them I'm going to talk about them. But I'll put a picture here of what it looked like last time I showed it. Last time I showed it, I had only done like 10 stitches from the time previous that I've shown it, but I have gotten a whole lot of progress in Look at that. All of the pink is done. All of the hearts except for this one down here are filled. I've gotten all of the main color of the girl's dress. Most of this guy's coat, half his pants. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the entire thing and then go back and do their faces, because their faces are all done over one, which you can kind of see the outline of their faces of the white is done over one as well. I mean, it's gonna look really cool and give their faces a really nice effect, but yeah, I'm gonna do that last. But once this whole section is done, so I've got the white to do still, I've got some details in her dress, his walking stick, and some berries, I think. And then the top part will be done. And then the rest of it, from here down, is just the words. And that's gonna go so quick. So I'm really trying to get this done. This is hopefully going to be in my next finish, which hopefully will be soon, because I like crossing stuff off. And I've been, the last two Flosstubes, I've been on a starting kick, but now apparently I'm on a finishing kick because I started all the new projects. So this is 100 Ways by Plum Street Samplery, and it's beautiful. The next whip I worked on, I didn't work on for very long. I went to the zoo a couple of days ago by myself because, like I said, my kids are in Ohio at their dad's, and I love the zoo. We have a zoo membership, and I maintain a zoo membership for myself because I love the zoo. So I went by myself, and all of the animals that I haven't seen in ages were out when I was there. I got to see both of our polar bears. So Nora, we had when she was a cub, and then when we redid our polar bear exhibit, we sent her somewhere else, and we finally got her back. I wanted a couple of years ago, I can't remember. And we have a second polar bear now, whose name is Amelia Gray, who's actually Nora's half sister. I haven't seen her before at all because they're never out when I go, but they both were out in the water, and I got to see both of them. I'll put a picture of each of them over here just because they're so cute. Nora and Amelia Gray. Nora's got the little teddy bear ears, and Amelia Gray's ears are a little bit bigger, and her fur is a little bit more gray. I also got to see Jolene, who is the baby orangutan that was born at our zoo. She's 15 months old. She's so stinking cute. I've seen her before, briefly, like very briefly, when she was still fully attached to mom when she was really little. But now she's a little more mobile. She was eating, so she was definitely with mom, but I got to see her eating grass and stuff too, and I'll put a picture here. I know these aren't Stitch related, but I don't even care because I love the zoo. So I went to the zoo, and I took a project with me because I just loved the ambiance of the zoo. So I sat, it was a beautiful day, it was nice and breezy, sat in some shade, and I worked on my stamped cross stitch just because I didn't want to bring a pattern and all of that jazz with me. I didn't want to have to bring my Kindle, or not my Kindle, my tablet for Pattern Keeper. So I just brought the stamped one and made it a lot easier. This is what it looked like last time I worked on it. This is more or less what it'll look like when it's done. It's a full coverage piece, obviously. And so this is what it looked like last time. I really have just been working on the black because the black's such a big chunk of the bottom, but that's where it's at now. You really start seeing those trees coming along. I got a decent chunk done. I think I got most of this. I can't remember where I was at last time, but I know I got all of this and this top chunk and this. So I got a decent chunk done, but it's coming along. I feel like I'm talking really fast today. Whatever. Yeah. Like I said, nothing crazy, just some black. But slowly but surely getting it done. The next piece I worked on was my Pokemon piece, my Gen 1 Pokemon. And I've been having issues with this project recently, trying to get it done. It just hasn't been the vibe lately. I don't know. I've tried to work on it several times in the past month and a half, and it's just, I put 10 stitches in it and I'm like, ugh, hard pass, next please. But this morning, was it this morning or yesterday? This morning. I woke up this morning before I was laying in bed, and I hopped on Michelle Bendy Stitchy's Twitch stream, and I was laying in bed watching her Twitch stream before I even got out of bed, because it starts at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific, whatever it is, Oregon time. And I was like, I want to work on my Pokemon piece. And I kind of figured out what it was that was bothering me about the way I was doing it, about why I was working on it. And it was like, not feeling it. This isn't working for me. I'm not feeling the passion for this piece anymore. And what I figured out that it was I had kind of been too rigid with how I was stitching it. So I was stitching it on diagonals and by page, and I was parking. So there was a lot going on, and I was like, I felt like I had to do this piece before I could do this piece, and I had to get that done before I could get that done, and it was too much structure. As an ADHDer, I like structure. It helps me, but I also kind of rail against structure, because why not? So what I decided I was going to do today is I was going to, originally, my memory was like, I'll just work on the black. Just pick a color and I'll do all that color. That was my plan when I went and got it out, but definitely didn't end up going that way. What I ended up doing was I worked from the bottom of the diagonal I was working on, where all my parking was. I worked from the bottom, and I color completed each thread as I worked up. I crossed diagonal lines. I carried up and down. Like, I color completed until that thread was done. And I actually got almost 200 stitches put into it today, and I haven't just stitched exclusively today. I did the Twitch stream, and then I went to the gym, and I ate, and I've done a bunch of other things. But I actually got a decent amount of progress done on it. So this is what it will look like when it's done. This is what the extended Gen 1 looks like. I'm not doing the blue outline because hard pass. Who wants to stitch a solid background? Not me. Can you hear my dog? He's gonna start bitching pretty loud here in a second. He's old and grumpy. So this is what it'll look like when it's done. It's gonna take me a million years to finish, 100% guaranteed, but that's fine. I'm not even thinking about the finished product right now. But this is what it looked like last time I showed it. And the last time, like I said, I think I'd gotten, like, at the very most, 50 stitches put into it. But that's what it looked like. This is what it looks like now. So everything down here, I mean, as you can see, it's kind of scattered. But so yeah. I've been color completing each thread. And I'm gonna continue, if I continue to work on this today, which I probably will, I will kind of just go thread by thread by thread and just color complete out until it's done. I'll probably leave these ones. Maybe, we'll see how far I get. But look at my Bulbasaur. I gotta show him to you every single time, guys, because I love him. He is my favorite. Bulbasaur and Needleminder from the Uncanny Arcanist. Wow, it's gone from my brain. The name of that evolution. Well, here is my nerd card apparently. But so yeah, I've gotten quite a bit done through here. And as you can see, I did obviously haven't finished this diagonal, but I kind of just said screw it and kept going. And I definitely am happier with the progress I've gotten today versus what I've done. Look at the back of this one, guys. It's so messy. I don't even care. Look at those carries. I usually try to do decent on my backs, but I'm not even dealing with it. I'm really sad that I can't remember that guy's name. There he is. You hear him? What? What's wrong, big guy? Yes, I know. So that's all my whips. Like I said, I haven't really worked on a big variety of things because I've been kind of focusing on trying to get the top section of 100 Ways finished. And I'm very close with that. Yeah, so next we are going to go into finishes. I haven't fully finished anything still. I mean, I'll get to it eventually. Probably, but I mean, I want to get stuff up on my walls upstairs because I hate plain boring walls, and I just think it'll give that room more life, and it's kind of my guest room too, so I think it'd be cool to have all of my cross stitch work up on the walls up there. But the first big finish is the one that I worked on almost exclusively for 2 weeks. The reason I didn't film last week because I had nothing to show you guys. I mean, I still really don't have a whole lot, but the Pirate Quaker and I mean, I guess I don't have to show you what it's going to look like because it's finished. So this is by Michelle Bendy Stitchy. It is from the Starlight Stitchery Pirate box. And look at it, isn't that awesome, you guys? It is on Bronze Age 32 count Lugana from Bestitch Me. This is so, I mean, look at the variegation in that blue. And I mean, the rat. You guys, it's amazing. I did mess up. There is one portion that I messed up on, and I'm not gonna point it out. If you can find it, you found it, but I didn't realize I'd messed up until I was like to the point where it would have been too much of a hassle to go back and fix it, so I just said screw it and left it because it's not super noticeable, and it's whatever. I also signed it, first piece I've ever signed. I hid my little initials down here. So AM 23, very small. But yeah, you guys, I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks perfect. And I love this Forbidden Fiber thread because this yellow is called Pieces of 8. I think. I want to say that's what it's called. But it's almost got like a sheen to it that the other ones don't have that I think is really cool because it's like almost silvery. I don't know if it's the slight variegation in the thread or what, but I love it. So I obviously need to remove it from this giant piece, but I'm super, super stoked with how it turned out. Not sure if I'm gonna just frame it or what, but it's really cool. I'm really excited about it. In that same vein, the next piece I finished is Quirky Quaker Skeleton. And I got this in a stitch kit pass from Michelle Bendy Stitchy. And it's actually stitched in the floss from the pirate box. So this skeleton is stitched in the same black and white as this. Because Michelle got the floss when she designed this, she stitched this with that floss. So they kind of go together. But what I'm going to do, since I got this as a stitch kit pass, is I am going to stitch kit pass it as well. I'll add more black to this. This will be more than enough white, but I'll add more black to this so you have enough. But I am going to, I'll send you the Quirky Quaker skeleton pattern from Darling and Whimsy Designs. And I will send you the floss. And I will send you a piece of fabric. It'll probably be about this size. Not sure what color it's going to be yet. It'll be something that goes well. Not sure what color it's going to be yet. I'll kind of have to go through my stash and see what I have that'll work. But I'd love to stitch kit past this. And so this giveaway is not affiliated with YouTube. There's no monetary value. Please be 18. Please be a subscriber to my channel. Do not use the word giveaway. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. So if you will use the word, keep it simple, just use the word skeleton in your comment, and I will do a random comment picker, not the YouTube one, because I don't pay for that service. So I will figure something else out, and I will send this to you. So I'll do that before so you have until the filming of my next video. So I'm going to stitch kit past this. So you have until the filming of my next video, which who knows when that'll be, 2 weeks, hopefully, maybe 3, maybe a month. But yeah, stitch kit pass of this awesome guy. All right. The next thing that I finished is actually kind of a big deal for me. I've mentioned it briefly on one of Michelle Bendy Stitchy's Twitch streams ages ago, but I finally finished it. It's actually a pattern I designed myself, and so I'm pretty proud of that, and I finally got it all stitched. It is something from one of my favorite book series. So my favorite author has to be Brandon Sanderson. Like, he's amazing. I love him. Where he gets his writing prowess, I have no idea. The way this man puts out high quality, well thought out, well written literature at the rate that he does, like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, Stormlight Archive is what this one's from. And then there's like the Mistborn series. There's 3 different Mistborn trilogies. There is Elantris. There's more. By the end of it, there will be over 30 books in this universe that he's building called the Cosmere. So all of his, a lot of his adult books, I can't remember if it's all or not, but his adult fiction books are based in the Cosmere, and it's this full universe. They're not all on the same planet, but they're in the same universe, and there are minor characters that you see in multiple different series because they are like godlike characters, I guess. I don't know. I haven't read enough of the Cosmere books to really have a full understanding of it. I've read the first I read all of the Stormlight Archive books. I have read the first book and a half of the original Mistborn series. I know, but I love his writing. He's really, really amazing. The way this man can build a world and characters and just his understanding of psychology is outstanding. And he writes, his characters are really, really, really good. It's something, you know how as a female, I see there are male authors out there that write good female characters. And that's always like a huge compliment is when a man can write a good female character. But the huge thing about Brandon Sanderson is he doesn't do what I wouldn't say he writes good female characters. He just writes good characters. Gender doesn't matter. They could be male or they could be female. His characters are just, they're fully fleshed out people with all spectrum of gray and their own flaws and their mistakes and his writing's amazing. So Stormlight Archive, there is this group of people called the Knights Radiant, and there are different orders of Knights Radiant, and each order specializes in something. Think of it as like D&D classes. You've got your fighters, you've got your barbarians, you've got your warlocks and wizards and all of that. So they each do something. And that's a very loose comparison. So to become a knight, a radiant, you have to say the first oaths, I think it's called. And I am failing right now, guys. It's this dog and this heat. The first one is Journey Before Destination. And I'll list the other two. I'll list the first 3 oaths here that you have to say to become a radiant. And then each pathway, each class of radiant has different oaths after that. But I have always resonated with the Truth Watchers. They are the ones that seek knowledge for knowledge's sake. They're like the scientists. They do the research. They want to understand why. They want the truth. And sir, can we not? And yeah, so Truth Watchers. That's what I would think I would be if I was a Knight Radiant, basically. So I have been looking all over, like I've looked on Etsy, I've Googled it, like everywhere, trying to find patterns of the different Radiant classes and just Stormlight Archive patterns in general, and I have found next to nothing. I don't know if it's because there's not a whole lot of crossover between Stormlight Archive fans and cross-stitchers, or what. I've seen some full coverage cover conversions, like of the books, that have done a cross-stitch conversion of the covers, and they're gorgeous, but I ain't got that kind of time for my life. The one person has done, I can't remember pronouns, but they've done every cover but the last one, which there's 4 books now. And they're full coverage. They're super detailed and they're amazing, but I ain't got that kind of time with my life. So what I ended up doing is I said, fine, I will design one myself. So I started with the Truth Watcher because it's the one that I wanted for me. I plan on charting all of them. And if you're interested and you know your Radiant, and you would like me to chart it out for you, let me know and I will do that. And at this point I want to get them all charted anyways. So if you want to shoot me a DM on Instagram at Anna's Books and Stitches, or you can shoot me an email, and I'll have all my contact information down in the box, and just be like, hey, could you do this one next? Sure. And then I will send you a copy of the chart, because right now I haven't bought any actual charting software. I charted this all on paper, because I wanted to see if I could do it and kind of get the chart right out of my head before I decided to try and learn software. So the pattern, it's not overly complicated. I haven't decided if I want to put words on it or not, but I'll put a picture right here of what the Truth Watcher glyph looks like for people that don't know. And this is how it turned out. I don't know if I'm 100% satisfied with how close together this is. It's only a stitch apart. Part of me feels like it should have been 2, but it's balanced. And the thing with the glyphs, with the Lethi, which is the language, is symmetry. And for something to be perfect, it has to be symmetrical, because God is symmetry or something. Like a lot of Alethi will, their names will be almost symmetrical, not completely symmetrical. So, because if they were completely symmetrical, it could be seen as pompous or like your, I don't know what word I'm looking for, you're asking for trouble, basically. So, but the glyphs of the radiance are all symmetrical. And so I'm not sure if I want to change that or if I'm just going to leave it. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Unfortunately, this is it's a Belfast linen. So the warp and the weave or waft and weave, or whatever the hell it's called, are not super even. So it's kind of a little meh in some places. I wish I would have done it on an even weave, but this is what I had, and it turned out really well. And I'm really, really proud of this. So yeah, if you are a Sanderson fan and you want me to chart out your radiant glyph, shoot me a message and that will be the next one that I start on. I don't know how long it'll take me, but I will do it. It might kind of motivate me to get moving a little bit, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. Or if you're a truth washer like me and you want a copy of this, let me know and I'll shoot it over to you. Yeah, pretty proud of that. So that's all of the actual stitching. 32 minutes, guys. You can't see my time counter on my phone, but I can see it. 32 minutes, which is good because normally I will have talked for almost an hour at this point. So next we are going to get into acquisitions. I have a little bit of acquisitions. I have a book that I haven't finished, but I want to talk about because it's good. And then I guess we'll just kind of wrap up. So the first acquisitions, we'll start with this. So Darling and Whimsy Designs released some new quirky Quakers recently, and on her Etsy shop, their Etsy shop, I'm sorry, I can't remember your pronouns. On the Etsy shop, on the Darling and Whimsy Design Etsy shop there, I'll just go pronoun free. The quirky Quakers were put up on there, and they're amazing. But there was also it was a kit that came with the called for cottage garden threads, which I'm super, super, super excited about. So let's start with my favorite. So this is the jellyfish. Super cute. And these are the I unraveled them because I wanted to look at them, but these are the threads. The beauty of this is there's actually 2 sets of threads in here. There is the purple threads I'm just gonna pull them apart. Purple threads for the body, for the actual jellyfish. And then there is the the blue variegated one for the outline, which I think is awesome. Because you get a little bit of both, which is really cool. Definitely gives it some depth of color. And I really like how Deanna did the tentacles. It looks really cool. And then there is the crab, who's super cute. And it came with the threads. Again, there is the orange and red for the body, and the like tan brownish ecru coloring for the border. And then there's the octopus, which I think is fun. However, Deanna was sent the wrong floss for the octopus, which she did send. But this isn't the actual, as you can easily tell, this is not the thread that's supposed to go with this. So I got a thing of cottage garden thread just to have and love. But I will also be getting, when Deanna gets it, she's gonna send them out, the proper thread for this guy, which is good because I love him in that little brown. Maybe I'll stitch him in both, who knows? Maybe I'll keep this for a giveaway. Maybe I'll use it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But yeah, so that was the Quirky Quakers that I bought, that I actually got she only got a certain number. Or Deanna, I'm sorry. Deanna only got a certain number. And so I think I got the second to last pack on Etsy. I was pretty stoked about that. Next, I have my Fox and Rabbit fabric of the month. I'm getting from, it's their Garen Toten Bags, Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club, and I get the 18 count Ada, and this is not showing well. It's Kryptonite. Dude, it's way more blue in real life. This is giving yellowy gray green, and it's definitely more of a blue gray green, but it's really pretty. It's nice and lightly modeled. It's called Kryptonite. I like it a lot. That's a little bit more true. Not much, but a little bit. And then I have so I've actually had to go through and cancel most of my monthly subscriptions, which I'm sad about. But you know, sometimes money gets tight, and that's, you kind of do what you gotta do. This one I still will get because was a year-long commitment, so at least I have one. But I've had to cancel my He Stitch Me fabric of the month. Hey, stop. Not because I don't like it. I love her fabric. It's amazing. I just don't have the money to have all these subscriptions right now. Sorry, my child texted me. Whose birthday is tomorrow? My oldest will be 14 tomorrow. I don't know how that's even possible. They start high school in a month and a half. Maybe not that long. A month, maybe? Lord, I don't know how I got this old. Anyways, so this month's color, or last month's color, the June color, is called Summer Sunrise. This color back here on the far, where my wiggly fingers are, is more true than this front side. It's definitely got a little more pink in it. But it's really pretty. Look at the modeling on it. It's really pretty. And I got the 32 count Lugana. When I restart this, I will probably do, I don't know if I'll do a 36 count Edinburgh linen, which is actually my favorite linen, or if I will do the 40 count for doll. I haven't decided yet, but I mean, that's a ways away. But this fabric is really pretty. It's very summery. I like it. The next things to club things I got are my Color and Cotton thread club for July. Y'all, we're still probably gonna hit almost an hour. These are the primitive colors. I actually haven't really pulled these out yet, but they're really pretty. I like how, see, when I think primitive colors, this is what I think of. They're so pretty. Sir, please stop. They're all nature-based this month, which makes sense, it's summer. And then I also got the all colors, which are also nature-based color names. Again, blue. That other one doesn't have a blue in it, you guys. Holy crap. But this, I mean, they still both have gray. But these colors are really pretty. I'm really excited about them. I like this yellow. It's like a mustardy. I don't know, it's really pretty. So all my acquisitions. Oh, I didn't show you the sticker. I got this sticker with the Quirky Quaker kit too. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put him yet, but he's adorable and I love him. Hi guys, Editing Anna here, and I just realized that I totally spaced on this huge, wonderful thing that I wanted to show everybody. So for Stitch for Sage, one of the collaborators or hosters or whatever you want to call them, Kaylee Tent Stitch, she offered up some project bags for raffle for people that were participating, and I actually ended up winning one of them. I didn't even realize that I was eligible to win, so when my name was chosen, I was super, super, super excited. And I totally meant to show it in the video, but it wasn't with all my other stuff, so I just forgot. But here it is, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this fabric, you guys. It's phenomenal. And it's got vinyl that's super soft but high quality, and this pole, it's Morticia and Gomez, you guys. Talk about couple goals right there, for real. And the side stuff is like a velvety, really pretty material, and then the back is this color. I don't know what I'm gonna put in it yet, but you guys, Kaylee Tent Stitch, you are a magician. These are absolutely perfect and absolutely beautiful, and I love it, and thank you. And yeah, I'm gonna toss this into the end of my video and call it a day. Bye. But yeah, that's all of the cross stitch based stuff. So I'm gonna talk about the book that I'm reading still, and I think I'm gonna call it because my dog's getting restless. The one that I thought was sleeping is now the one that's causing the issues. He's the old one, he's real grumpy. But this is the book I'm reading right now. It's called Starry Messenger, Cosmic Perspective on Civilization by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I love his writing. I have several of his books. I love he makes astronomy accessible for the average human being. I consider myself relatively intelligent, but astronomy is something different. It's such a vast, it's vast. I mean, it's space. It's literally like, I mean, you know what I mean? But he always gives a wonderful perspective. And so this is his newest book. And it's really interesting because it takes space and how kind of things we people on planet Earth as human beings and our different like cultures and civilization and all of that, how the things that we see as end-all be-all important, politics, religion, I mean, those are the two big ones really. How if you take a world view perspective, if you take a perspective, say, of an alien that's come and is looking down on us and seeing like, I don't know, I can't really explain it very well, but I'll just read you what it says on this in the first two chapters or the first two paragraphs of this Inside Flat. It says, in a time when our political and cultural views feel more polarized than ever, Tyson provides a much needed antidote to so much of what divides us, while making a passionate case for the twin chariots of enlightenment, a cosmic perspective, and the rationality of science. After thinking deeply about how science sees the world and about Earth as a planet, the human brain has the capacity to reset and recalibrate life's priorities, shaping the actions we might take. No outlook on culture, society, or civilization remains untouched. And it's really interesting. It's a really easy read, but it's been really interesting so far. And whenever I read his books, it's his voice in my head that I hear. And I always think that's funny. Does anybody else do that when they're reading like a nonfiction book by an author or someone that they've seen a lot like on TV or heard a lot on the radio or whatever, who their voice is really recognizable? Do you hear their voice in your head when you're reading their words? Or is that just me? I don't know. I hear his voice when I read it. And it's really good. You should read it. Because the beauty of this book is it's about space, it's about astronomy, but it's also not at the same time. Not in the same way that his books like Origins or the one on black holes or any of his other books are very much about space and astronomy. This one is more of like, shows a little bit of a different perspective. So you should read it. It's really good. He's a great author. But yeah, that's really all I have today. And look at that. We managed to keep it under an hour, and I might do, probably won't, a little bit of editing. So we may even keep it under 15 minutes, which is huge for me, as anybody that's watched these videos knows. So yeah, thank you for watching. Again, my name is Anna. This is Anna's Books and Stitches. And if you want to be put in for the Stitch Kit Pass of the Quirky Quaker Skeleton, just put the word skeleton in your comment down below. And I hope everybody has a good day, night, morning, week, year as possible for you. And I will hopefully see everybody again next time. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.